Good morning. This is Ken Long from Tortoise Capital. I want to spend just a few minutes describing my tactical screen and the way that I use my interest list to help me focus in the middle of the day and into the afternoon session. This is a snapshot of the market of my interest list at about just a little bit before 11 Eastern Time. This is my interest list. This is a screenshot from my Stock Charts trading account. And so Stock Charts lets me have a number of selected lists. This one is the interest list. And I can have 20 symbols on there. At first I thought that was a limitation, but now I'm starting to recognize that it actually forces me to look at just 20 symbols on this particular list. I have another one that has exclusively the S&P sector spiders, and then one that looks at the major ETF indexes of the world market model when I want to see what's going on globally. But when it comes time for me to actually trade, I will revert to this interest list. And this has a combination of large cap stocks and also preferred ETF targets for trading. As an example right now, just going from the top, SMN is the double inverse materials. SKF is the double inverse financials. TWM double inverse Russell small caps. The VXX is the short-term VIX contract. MEE is a recent trading favorite. Massey Energy. EFU is the double inverse Euro Asia blend. Home Depot, Nucor Steel, the S&P, the market. Hewlett Packard, Monsanto, Caterpillar, American Express, double long NASDAQ 100, double long S&P, double long Russell small caps, Lowe's, double long mid caps, Alcoa, Cliffs Natural Resources, and Silver Wheaton. So that, and on Friday, that was my list of 20 preferred trading targets. So there's a mix of ETFs, regional ETFs, big fat indexes, S&P right in the middle, and then a number of large cap stocks and stocks of interest that I am interested in trading. So they get on this list if they are like a pattern trade that I'm interested in, or it's something I already have a position in, or it's a continuation pattern, or it's had a lot of volatility lately. But there are a number of different reasons why I render it down to these 20 best trading ideas. My sense is that if I've done a good job on my screening and filtering, one of these things or more is going to be much more volatile than the S&P, and that's why I keep the S&P on here, because I want to use that as a relative strength measure of current market conditions. So I've sorted this typically by the percent change today, and we can see at an hour and a half into the morning session, all the double inverses were gaining because the market was suffering. So the market is down minus 0.92, and the double inverse materials is up 4%. By this time in the morning, I've already got a couple positions into SMN. You can see SMN is up large because all of these basic materials companies are down large. And so there's sort of a confirmation in there that when you see a cluster like that, then that's a intraday trend for the market that will persist until all of these little subcomponents start getting better. So I draw the line just above SPY, and so generally about 90 minutes into the session, I want to have positions in things that are already starting to emerge as relative strength leaders for that day. Now, something I will notice is that Home Depot and Nucor Steel, those are also materials companies, and because they are not suffering as bad as these others, and because they're doing better than S&P, if I were to see the S&P start to hook and go back up, then those two become interesting to me because they already are better than the market and better than their peers, and they may be benefiting from a reversal intraday of the market strength. So that's why they would be on my list, and for that matter, so would Massey Energy. Now, what's interesting to note is that already got a couple positions into SMN, and it's up 4% for the day. That's not an abnormal amount for it to move. And in fact, later on in that day, it goes up another 4%. So it was trading up around almost 24. So there's a 50-cent move still waiting in front of us on this day. And if we can manage 10 cents as an initial stop, then that's a potential 5R win. If we can manage 25 cents, that's a 2R win. If we can manage 50 cents, or in this case about 2%, then that's a 1R win that's still ahead of us. So we don't have to feel like we've missed the available move that day simply because if we weren't in it and it was already up 4%. So what I like to do then is periodically through the day I keep this screen up, and when I look to the right, what I'm looking for is this little bracketing of price here. I like to see at the left extreme the low of the day, and then on the right extreme the high of the day, the last trade in the middle column, and then the current best bid and the current best ask. I find that those five give me like a trading bracket for the day. I like to keep the previous close on there so I can see where price is relative to yesterday's action. And then in stock charts, it just if the last trade was up, it fires as green. If the last trade was a loss, then it fires as red. Stock charts will, if there's a new high of the day, then the high column will turn green. If there's a new low of the day, that will fire yellow. Excuse me. If there's a new high, it'll fire yellow. A new low, it'll fire yellow. So this is almost like a Christmas tree display when it's live. And I get attracted to flashing yellow lights because those are warnings of a new potential breakout. But if it's not flashing yellow, then that tells me I'm still within today's trading range, and now I know this is the area that I have to work with. So what I've highlighted here are 90 minutes into the session, I've sorted it by percent change on the day, found S&P and highlighted where the market is, and then I'm looking to have positions into the strength leaders for the day for as long as they are going up, and then I pay attention to the extremes on the upside and then on the downside, because at market turning points, we will often see these things move the most from the bottom of the list because they perhaps are in max pain intraday. So that's how I have my trading screen set up to review market candidates. There's 20 on the interest list. It's all the usual suspects plus things that are of interest recently and that I want to continue to pay attention to. I've sorted it by percent change of the day, found the market, looked to have the leaders and the laggards, and then I use this tactical price levels in here to show me where we are inside the daily trading range. And that's my general approach to managing my targets of interest and managing open trades. The rest of my screen would have the actual charts of targets that I'm trading, but I wanted to focus in for this moment just on this market management screen. So that's all from Tortoise Capital. Have a pleasant and safe weekend. Good hunting.